and make disciples all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Matthew 28. On the first day of this session, the participants who came from all the regions that comprise Second took some time to share their experiences of the work done at home following the first working session, which took place from 6 to 9 December in Accra, Ghana. Some difficulties were noted, especially in understanding the Synod process and how to use the method of spiritual conversation. However, as time passes, especially after these second sessions, some improvements are visible. One of the important moments of this session has been the reflection anew on the document for the continental stage, which was sent to the Universal Church by the General Secretariat of Synod in Rome, October 2002. In that document, the General Secretariat called the whole Church to engage with an open mind in a process of prayerful listening and dialogue, hence a spiritual discernment as they interact with the issues raised in that document. The preparation for the draft of the African Synodal document was another not less important moment of this meeting here in Nairobi. The new elements gathered from the reports of the work done at home and the reflection on this document of the continental stage enriched this draft, which is still being a building. Another great moment of this meeting was a preparation, discussion, and approval of the program of the Continental Synodal Plenary Assembly, which will take place during the first week of the March in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Before the discussion of the program, participants wanted to be sure that the delegates to the African Plenary Assembly represent all of Africa, the islands, and all the African realities. The desire for the representation of all was satisfied. About 200 people will participate in this plenary as follows: 108 lay people, from which 44 adults, 22 women, and 22 men, 80 young men, 5 novices, and 5 seminarians. The participants also include 10 religious men, 10 religious women, and 6 religious men, 32 priests, 13 bishops, and 10 cardinals. 4 delegates from the other 5 groups, technical personnel, 4 from African Synodality Initiative, 11 from communication, Catholic media. So we move forward. The working sessions ends today with the commitment of all the participants to deepen ever more the understanding of the synodal process by reading deeply the document for the continental stage, appreciating all the issues raised in that document from our African context, and applying the spiritual conversation method. All the participants shall return home with the mission of preparing the delegates for the Continental Synodal Plenary Assembly in Addis Ababa, in order to go there ready, familiar with this document of the continental stage and the use of the spiritual conversation method. I further appeal to you to continue working in collaboration with your bishops and all relevant offices in order to ensure that no member of the Catholic is left behind, for it is the wish of the Holy Father, Pope Francis, that we all journey together, listening to one another and to the Holy Spirit, and together discern the way of being church from now into the future. At this point in time, no one has the answer to all the questions raised by the people of God captured in this document. That is why we must continue to join together this process of spiritual conversation. I thank you, the Catholic media fraternity, that has come for this briefing, for the important role you have playing in ensuring that all the people of God are aware of what is happening during this continental process. Once again, I thank you all for coming to this press briefing. Thank you very much.
Bine, the Secretary General of SECAM, who is also moderator of the African Synodality team. The briefing that he has shared with us, I hope Father Raphael, you'll allow us to post it so that they have a complete copy of it, and then they can use it as they wish. Okay. But at this point in time, as I said, in the interest of time, maybe one or two questions, and then we can release Father Raphael. Yes.
Good afternoon. I have three questions all. The first one is, what are some of the strong issues emanating from the local church in Africa that have emerged in the course of the meeting? Bearing in mind that this is the second stage of the continental phase, and we want to take it to say addressing some of the emerging issues that came out from the first phase. You've also mentioned difficulty that the synodal team, the African synodal team, has faced, and one of them concerns the fear that people are having that this continental phase is being done into towards in secrecy. The process is not really out there for the people. And to tie this question with the next one, you say that there will be a document that will be shared with the participants. completely aware of the fact, and to be more precise, as when people, even as people are going to Addis Ababa, even us, we can delay those important points that the steering committee here. So that's why. Are there any changes, new insights? The last question is, are there any changes or new insights into the two synodality vision statements that were earlier put forward concerning the African consecrated woman and the African ecclesial context? So those are my three questions.
So the first one was,
what are the strong issues emanating from the first continental press that has been addressed?
Thank you for your questions. I would like to underline that this is the very long process that we are going on. We started this long journey in our parishes, our dioceses, our regions. Now we are in this continental stage, and from here we are going to the universal one. We are invited to go there with our contribution as Africa's church in Africa. So it's what we are trying to build it. The document that is the base of our reflections is available even in the internet. We call the document for the continental stage. So many things that the churches, as local churches, dioceses, they answered, and they sent Rome many things. They came back, so you need to read it. You need to read it. What is our contribution as church in Africa is what we are trying to build. Is not yet a fruit. It's still a process. So I think I will ask you to allow us to build it, and when it's ready, we will share with you. Because now it's still in the process. So let us put it ready, so you can have it as a voice of Africa. Now it's still the ideas, the opinions. So I don't want to share that. It will arrive the time. I think after the plenary in March in Addis Ababa, we will be in position to share and to satisfy your question.
so in other words, I think it's important that the Catholic media houses get familiar with the document which came from Rome, because all the questions that the church is asking has to reflect on, which came from the parishes or dioceses, are already in that document. I'm happy that through Sister Adelaide, we even have it already on audio. I think Radio Waumini put it, so any person can access that audio, listen the issues that are there, and then from there engage in a more fruitful discussion. As our father has said, these are the questions that will be discussed in Addis Ababa. So this meeting was looking at the process, the methodology on how the people who will gather there will now start to digest those questions, those issues that are emerging from the African perspective. So basically that's a point that I think I would also make as an appeal to all the media houses present here and those that are following. I don't know, the next question, or it has been answered already? It's connected. It's already.
This response coming, it is these issues, you know. You need to like put them forward, because even if you go to countries that are coming from the West, the churches from the West, they have particular issues that they're dealing with. And of course, this is the second phase. Of course, there's a document for us, the media people. I'll say a few of us have read what is there. So what are these particular issues? Because now even the Pope was talking about the homilies. They need to be a little bit short. They need to be, you know, there are those particular points that things are coming up. Now, as the church in Africa, what are these issues? They might be about the liturgy. They might be about the social issues affecting us. You know, there are those issues that at least have been put forward. Those are the same things I'm asking for.
Yeah, the answer is that up to now there are no answers from Africa. They have appreciated the document from the Vatican. They have worked out a methodology on how they will engage the church in a discussion. Then after that, an African document on synodality will come out, where now the African church is going to give their response to the issues that came up in that document, which came from the Vatican in October. So again, I appeal that as media houses, try to make the church familiar with that document, because I'm sure some you read, and that's good, but many have not yet read it.
Okay, thank you. So I was going to congratulate him, because it shows that he has read the document, and so he is pointing at places that may need to be addressed. The church, we are talking about total representation. We are only a small group of people. That is why you notice that about 200 people will be gathering in Addis Ababa. It gives it a larger representation, so that whatever comes out as a document, everybody will feel represented and appreciated for what input they have made. We just don't want to let out anything at this point, not because we are keeping anything. There is nothing new. You have read the document and you realize it touches on. So within the context of Africa, how are we looking at it? What will help us improve upon what we do as a church? All within the context of synodality is what we are working on.
Okay. Maybe we can take one or two questions. Yes.
My name is Agnes Ainea from the Association for Catholic Information, SCI Africa. So my question is, what has been the response of the church in Africa towards this particular process? Are the people excited to participate? Yeah.
Yeah. Answering it through the experience that we have been living since that the process has started. Yeah, the people are happy. I told you already that we are learning even to use the new method of spiritual conversation, that we believe that it will bring a lot of good for the church. So we are participating in this in our session. In different part of Africa, the church is excited on this process, and they live it and look at it with hope. So we continue praying so that this process could bring a very good result for the church in Africa and all over the world.
My name is Geoffrey from Radio Romini. In the process, there was a room for the non-Catholics to participate in the process. So for those who are going to participate, I have not heard whether they are incorporated in the...
Can you repeat, please? I didn't get it.
Yes, you have ready.
Okay.
So it is there. They are represented.
Okay. Yeah, that process is in a way of listening. We listening each other, we listen to the Spirit, and we listen even the people that are not together in the same church, they have something to tell us, to advise us. So we want to know what they think about the Catholic Church, what they have to say to help the Catholic Church. So the Catholic Church is open to receive everything in this process of listening, and you will have the last moment of discerning to collect and to see what is good on all that we had. So even those who don't believe or don't be together in the same faith, they have something to say, and we're happy to hear them. It's why we invited them, to give them the floor to say something to us.
So in that case, Father, do you already have in mind who you intend to invite, or it's not yet decided?
On that we have decided. Okay. And there will be 4. 1, Muslim, traditional religion, Ethiopian, and Presbyterian. We ask from the regions. So, for example, we are going to Ethiopia. Ethiopia will be coming from there. Presbyterian from Ghana. Traditional religion from Kinshasa, Congo, and Muslim from Algeria.
Again, we are just opening up. We are widening so that everybody feels represented. That is why. So there's not just because you want to pick from. No, it's just going to ensure that the representation covers all.
Sorry, my name is Rosa Chigo. There is a question. You say.
Sorry. Oh. Yeah, my name is Rosa Chiego from KCCB. Yeah, and there is an opportunity also to also particular moment is when now we want everybody else now to understand what synodality is. And if they did not understand, does it mean that this document is not all inclusive?
That question is to me or to Father?
No, we can all answer.
Oh, we can all answer. Okay,
can all answer.
Good.
Let us start.
Okay.
The first is this process is for all our church. It's why we started in the, so now we're in the continental stage. I think you had the training for that in your parish, in your diocese, but it's open for all of us, and we believe that this is very important instrument to bring a renew in our church. So it's better that all members of our church may be trained how to live this process. If you as media has a difficulty in understanding and living that, I will propose my colleague here to organize some seminar with the media, so you can be into our process, and in that way you can help better.
So the process started from the grassroots, but as you will know, it is not everybody that might be able to give opportunity to others to participate in the process. But it started from the grassroots, parish level, outstation to parish level, to deanery, to diocese or archdiocese, and all these were collated at the national level. The syntheses were sent to the regional office, and they also put the synthesis together before it is sent to Rome. And so then from there, this document was sent based on what everybody sent from across the world. It is supposed to be for everybody, but from our experiences, from the sharing, it came out that it's not everybody who had the chance. That is why Father is saying that in case there is a need, we are available to still make provision for people to be able to go through the process, so that you appreciate better what it is. Then when you are reporting on it, you're able to tell people actually, because you have become a participant who is sharing your experience as well. So that is what we are able to do.
Good. So I take this opportunity to thank you, Father Dieudonné, for your contribution, but also Father Raphael, the Secretary General for SECAM, for availing yourself for this press briefing. Thank you also, my brothers, sisters in the media fraternity, for availing yourselves and for the great work that you are doing. All these documents that are coming up are availed to the church, to everybody. You can find them on synod.va. Yeah, where everything is being posted there. Nobody should give an impression that there's any secret on what the church is doing. So we encourage you to really go into those documents. But as I said already, issues have come out, questions are being asked. Nobody has answers up to now, and the bishops continue to discuss, and even you can play your role in inviting the church to continue discussing, praying, and giving their opinion. But otherwise, we are all in this journey together, and I thank you once again for your availability. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, my dear.
Luntha TV is now on Zuku channel 51. You can get yourself a Zuku decoder from the Luntha TV offices in Area 2, Lilongwe, and from all the St. Manford bookshops across the country in Kasungu, Lilongwe, Salima, Dedza, Balaka, Zomba, Mulanje, Blantyre, Chikwawa, Mwanza, and Mangochi. For more information, contact 0883 815 055 or 0996 892 965. Get a Zuku decoder today and not miss daily mass, worship and prayers, news bulletins, and so much more on Luntha TV, bringing wisdom into your home.